It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back. You're live with Expresso. Thank you so much for keeping it locked as we close out the last hour, or the first hour of the show at least. I love this because I grew up with a single mother. Mother makes a plan. That's just the basic truth of it all. And that's just the heart of our next story, which I love. Liesl Gaffley, she's a mother to two young boys who are both on the spectrum of autism, and to deal with all of the challenges that comes with raising autistic children, two of them, namely the lack of understanding around the condition. She has penned a children's book titled Alex and Adam's Awesome Adventure, and she now joins us in studio to talk us through what raising two children like that is like, but also raising the importance of Disability Awareness Month at the moment, and just how difficult I would imagine it is to go from idea to creating an amazing book like this, and it does look amazing. Liesl, thank you for joining us. So good to have you on the show. I'm going to ask you to go back to the very beginning. Is Adam the firstborn?
Alexander.
Alex is the firstborn.
Yes.
When did you know he was different?
At 18 months.
Wow, okay.
Alexander actually used to verbal, he used to speak, and then at 18 months he just stopped speaking. No eye contact. He would sit and stay on the floor, and we thought that maybe he might be having seizures, and that's what they have said, the specialists, and then we thought there's something definitely wrong. He also got very sick. We were in and out of hospital for a few months after he turned 18 months, so we knew that there was an underlining...
Something was there.
Yes.
You know, as a parent to two young children, I'm just imagining what that must be like at that phase as well. Then for it to happen again, was it the same kind of process? Were you better prepared, or was it a double blow, almost twice as impactful?
I think that with this, when Alexander was actually diagnosed when he was 2.5, and Adam was diagnosed when he was 3. So I think that with Alex, we kind of the steps already in place for Adam. But the diagnosis was actually very different, whereas Alexander is mild functioning, and Adam, who's 5, he is high functioning. So they're very different. So very different challenges as well.
And that's at the heart, the very nature of the disorder, because we say it's a spectrum,
Yes,
because
it's broad.
every child exhibits differently. What was your reaction? How did you wrap your head around that? I can imagine there must have been a million emotions going through you. How did you come to grips with this?
When Alexander was diagnosed, I actually remember immediately in the specialist, the pediatric neurologist's office, we walked out and immediately I started calling schools. I was like, he's going to go to a good school, he's going to get speech, he's going to get OT, like I need everything that he needs. Yes, I was
full
like,
mother. Yeah.
Whatever he needs, he's going to get. And I think that early intervention is very important when it comes to kids on the spectrum, and it helped him to where he is now. So I was very much, this is what he needs and this is what he's going to get.
Because the resources are there, and the parents aren't alone through this struggle. And because of what you've done, I think more parents are going to be brought into that inclusive bubble now. What made you decide to do the book, and what has it taken to create this amazing piece?
This book was on my laptop for 2 years.
Wow.
To get an illustrator to actually bring my vision and my words to life took quite a bit of time. And having the kids with the that's exactly how they look. That's what the book.
So cool.
So bringing it to life, everything took about 3 years to do.
Sure.
But it's my whole heart in this book. And the reason why I wanted to do the book was to create awareness. And for other kids to actually see that, okay, if Alex is holding his ears, it's okay. You know, they want to be a part of things, they want to have friends, and nobody wants to be alone. So that's the reason why we created the book.
Has it helped you on a personal note, going through this process?
Yes, it's a long journey, a challenging journey, but it's worth it.
If you have an opportunity now, seeing as we are raising awareness, to connect now with a parent in your exact position in that critical phase when you're coming to grips with what's going on, when the question marks are far bigger than the answers, what would you say to a parent with an autistic child?
The first thing I would say is trust yourself. You are doing the best that you can. There are resources out there that you can use, especially you can go to Autism Western Cape. They're amazing. They have all the resources that you need and counselling as well. And get a diagnosis and take the necessary steps. Get them onto a waiting list for schools because the list is quite long. So do those steps, and in between see if you can get speech and OT, and it will help tremendously by the time your child is actually placed in a school.
And I think now, from all of the guests that I've been able to interview in this space, we are growing leaps and strides in our understanding of the condition, of the spectrum, and what we can do. There are resources, and there are amazing people like you creating awareness, and I think just making not just children, but the parents also feel like they're not alone in this. Yeah. So, Liesl, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well done. This is like a third child that you've released into the world. So I have a feeling it's going to make quite an impact as well. But thank you so much for everything that you've done in this space. Really is amazing. And here's the good news for you guys at home. We are giving away 3 copies of Alex and Adam's Awesome Adventure. What we need you to do is go onto our Facebook page and let us know what has been the most helpful book for you, because a book can do that. It can change the way you see the world, and it can have a fundamental impact on your life. So what has been the most helpful book for you? You can find all the terms and conditions for this little competition on expressoshow.com. Once again, Liesl, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
All the best of luck for the next phase of your journey with your 2 beautiful boys.
Thank you very much.